21 minutes after 8 o'clock, climbing for a cause. Your help is needed to raise money for lung disease research. And there's an event at the end of this month that brings new meaning to the stairs at TIAA Bank Field for anyone who maybe sits in the stadium for a Jags game. You know what I'm talking about. Joining me this morning via Zoom, Fight for Air climb participant John Finn and Karen Hughes, who's the executive director of the American Lung Association here in Florida. Good morning to both of you. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Karen, let me begin with you if I could. First, for those who may not have heard about this unique fundraiser, would you explain the Fight for Air Climb event? Because it's in a new location this year.
Good morning, Jen. Happy to explain it. It's actually our 13th annual Fight for Air Climb in Jacksonville, and it's typically in the Bank of America Tower in downtown. But this year, we're taking it outside, and we're climbing the stairs of TIAA Bank Field. Of course, a lot of our community has experienced that venue on a football game, but it's definitely a whole new challenge to be outside this year.
And it certainly is. Makes you feel like Rocky, you know?
That's right.
So, John, you've been taking part in this, we know, for the last 13 years. And like most participants, this is personal for you. Would you explain your family's connection to lung disease?
Yes, my father-in-law, Jack Avery, got me involved. And on our fourth year, I think, doing this, and this is the 13th, he developed COPD. And then during that time frame over this last decade and a half, my father was diagnosed with emphysema and then finally had a double lung transplant. I also have an aunt who has cancer. Just breathing touches all of us, not just the diseases, but just everything. But that's why it's personal to me.
It's interesting, too, John, because I think that I've participated in this event before and have emceed the event, but previously as well, when it was held at the Bank of America building. And sitting there in line, kind of waiting for your time to start climbing the stairs, it's interesting because this is also about people who have asthma, you know, children as an example. It's not just lung cancer as an example.
Not at all. My nephew has asthma, and actually I talked to him earlier this week, letting him know I'm doing this for him, too. And he appreciates it. Even though he's in high school, he's a big football player, and asthma, you know, it affects him on the field. You know, luckily it's different in this day and age. When I was going to school and people bringing out their inhaler, you know, they felt a little self-conscious. But it's still, you need to be able to breathe to do anything, taking in groceries, playing football, or having an interview with you guys.
Right. So, Karen, how is the money that's raised, how does that help people here in Jacksonville?
Sure. So all of our dollars raised support our research, education, and advocacy, and we're pleased that so much of that does happen locally. We fund the Airways Clinical Research Center, and there's a network of centers. One is based here, actually in Nemours Hospital, and so pediatric trials take place there, as well as clinical trials for adults living with lung disease. We also provide education in our school system. I know when you mentioned youth earlier, we're certainly thrilled that we can invite youth to our event this year, but we know that our high school and middle school population, that vaping is an issue currently, so that's something that we address as well with our education.
And John, are you at least encouraged by the fact that there's not as many stairs to climb this go around, since there are fewer ones inside the bank than there are at Bank of America Tower?
I'm very encouraged. I'll be honest, just like with most people, or some people, I haven't trained a lot, almost at all, really, so I'm not exactly prepared. But I'm still going to have a great time. The camaraderie down there is amazing, especially with some of the firefighters. It's just a beautiful event. I'm just looking to go have fun and survive.
You know, John, I do have to say, because I think that people think about this and they think they have to be in this tremendous shape. We're seeing these pictures of you, and obviously you're in good shape, and using that technique of being able to use the rails to kind of pull yourself up, which you're not going to have at the bank. But for those who are thinking, you know, I'd love to do something, anybody can do this, right? I mean, you're doing it at your own pace.
You really can. In fact, the only real training I've been doing, because I couldn't go do the stairs as normal, is you go to the park and there's benches there or picnic tables and you can do step-ups. You can go by steps in your friend's house or your house. There's really easy ways to do it. I used to, years ago, when I wake up too late to go to training, I would go down to my work's garage. It was only 5 floors, but I'd run up the first 5 floors, and while I'm trying to learn how to breathe again, I'd walk down the circular, driveway and then go back up. You can do almost anything, and you don't have to be in great shape. I've seen people of all shapes, sizes, everyone doing it, and they just do it with a smile.
Well, John, thank you very much. And Karen, thank you. I want to give everybody the information also at home if they'd like to register. Thanks for your time to both of you this morning. So registration for the event is $35. There is a $100 fundraising minimum, and the event is on Saturday, March 27th at TIAA Bank Field, as we mentioned. Certainly time still for you to register by going to the American Lung Association's website. We'll create a link on our website as well. We'll be right back.